Girl, these heifers are so boring. I forgot their podcast launched 3 days ago, but let's go on and tune in. And I'm going to tell you just from what I see, I'm already bored. It's a clean girl aesthetic. It's a yawn. It's a fresh blowout. I A humble brag. I mean, no, Cynthia can have a humble brag. She, like Nene, turned the housewives really into something, and now she's acting. She's always been beloved. But Crystal, you could have shared yourself with us on reality television, and you didn't. So now you're coming back like a cleanup woman to, I don't know, make us think you're interesting. I don't think that will ever happen. I think that you're shady. But that's the only thing I'm coming here to see is you backbite. And I want to see that woman. I want to see the woman that lost 14 friends. Other than that, I'm not really interested in your life. Let's just start there. You're excited to be there, Crystal, because you're excited to be anywhere and do anything with housewives. You're clearly obsessed. You couldn't have just gotten fired and moved on. Oh no, now you got to get on a podcast with a real OG. So we starting with the origin story. And Crystal gonna say, people would call me the Cynthia of Beverly Hills. Girl, boom. Cynthia stayed on the show over a decade. You came and went like a fart. So their origin story is Crystal met Cynthia, thought she was cool. They actually hung out, and LA people say they're gonna hang out, but they don't, but they actually did. They took 5 minutes to say that. Wait a minute. One of the producers is Peter's oldest daughter. That's cray. But the fact that Peter's facing prison time for tax fraud is crayer. So Cynthia thought she was in love with Penelope Thomas. Meanwhile, he had found his angel investor. Actually, his vaginal investor. I mean, she really was the black girlfriend, black wife glow up for him that he kept fumbling. Cynthia's glowed up both her men. I would only consider Leon her equal. Peter's restaurant people knew the casting people and they kept pestering Cynthia to do it. You were the meal ticket. He saw you coming a mile away. That's the tea. So Crystal said, I didn't watch Atlanta. I watched OC. That says it all. And Cynthia's like, yeah, we were only number one forever. Didn't watch Atlanta. Would you say, Crystal, there was something dark about that? This is quite boring. I damn near could watch this in the bed sleep. Watching my eyelids would be more entertaining than watching this video. I think I might start watching my eyelids and review those. They talking about, oh, well, you know, when you run into fans, you're always their favorite, even if you're not. Whoever's sitting next to you on Watch What Happens Live, I met you. I didn't say you were my favorite. I didn't say you weren't, but I didn't say you were. So the show was life-changing for Cynthia, especially because she was with Brokey Thomas Bailey. Cynthia said Peter was very prominent. Girl, if it wasn't for Peter, you wouldn't have been on the show. Peter should have been holding that peach. We're about to spread that peach in prison. Oh, God, Teddy's why you're on the show? I could see it. Borings of a feather, farting together. So because of COVID, she did screen tests by herself, and I guess that's why we ended up with her, because of COVID. If they had seen how she worked with others, they would have left her ass on the cutting room floor. So Crystal didn't really think she was going to get the show, and I understand. Crystal said I wouldn't have taken the show if I knew how little I got paid for the first season. And Cynthia said, yeah, it was like an honorarium. So she has a genuine friendship with Kathy Hilton, but was supposed to be brought on by Teddy. But since Teddy got fired for being boring, they used Kathy. Now this is interesting. So in Orange County, when the girls have each other over for drinks, they give Bravo the receipts for that. Cynthia said, I would pay for that out of pocket, but if I threw a second party, Bravo would help fund it. But I had to throw one party out of my own salary. They both want to do Traitors, but I feel like you're traitors to the Bravo audience for putting out this boring podcast. An hour and 6 minutes and y'all ain't said shit worth of nothing. And the fact that I had to invent the phrase shit worth of nothing tells you something. We ended with Cynthia lifting up her wig to show her hairline. They getting paid for this. And it's ridiculous. It was boring. It was boring. It was about nothing. We didn't need their history. We already knew. Crystal, you just got hired and fired. But let's get to this Real Housewives of Salt Lake City after show. Now, see, they can't do an after show for New York because they ain't got nothing to talk about. Ain't got no mystery for us to figure out. They ain't got love, yeah. Ain't giving something to talk about. They're tired pride lines we figured out. Brent and Uber, you need to get out. We want to love Roni again, yeah. So we opened talking about how Lisa lost her mind when she was accused of planting the Alibaba story. I didn't do it! The sweat was coming out of her pores. So apparently, Whitney invited somebody to her party that it was rumored that Lisa was having an affair with. Damn, Lisa, it's always rumored you getting around on your ugly husband. He's not so much ugly as he looks like a Q-tip. I guess that would make you ugly. So everybody's confused about this cybersecurity team. They're like, why? How are you actually going to prove anything? Child, I don't know, but she's going to go the distance. So Lisa's like, look, you got busted your jewelry lines from Alibaba. Brittany's like, look, everybody white labels. I don't white label. Whitney said, I'm sorry, Lisa brought this on camera, which was to discredit and hurt. Oh, God. Now Lisa's like, well, you know, we helped her with the launch, and we gave $1,000 because of all the tequila, and then the flowers, and the mixologist. Don't ever let Lisa do nothing for you. Okay, y'all gotta stop saying the blogger and go on and say Up and Adam. So Up and Adam reached out to Meredith. Then we get into Mary thinking that Aaron was Jared. So Brittany's enjoying her fame, and she's got 10,000 hits on Tinder and whatnot. So she going on 3 dates a day. Very professional. Very professional. So I think all this crying and whining over the Osmond guy is a ruse and a plot line. She rotating men like tires. Now we address why Justin invited the Osmond fool. Oh, Bronwyn breaking it down. He lives an hour away and showed up in a mafia-themed outfit. He knew he was coming. However, Brittany's currently broken up with him. They've been broken up for the past 3 months. But now we get to Heather, Angie, Lisa, and the bad parenting rumors. So Heather's like, look, I didn't like what Angie was saying, so I told her directly, because if I didn't, then Lisa, why didn't you tell me you're not my friend? That's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. Now, Mary's talking to Angie, and she says, well, you know, Heather's loyalty lies with Lisa. You have to know that. And Angie said, yeah, she has different expectations for Lisa than for me. I guess both can be true. Now, Heather thinks Bronwyn is someone that she can't trust, and I agree. I see the two-facedness of Bronwyn. She knows how to play the game really well, like how she ran and told Whitney, oh, I was laughing at you at the car, but you didn't really put the same stank on it that you had when you was laughing at her at the car. However, Heather kind of proves Mary's point by saying, my issues with Bronwyn are because she's not loyal to Lisa. Angie said, now, number one, I never called Lisa a bad mom, but you implied it. Lisa crossed the line with me by bringing up my child. So, you brought up my child, I might have to talk about yours. Better have to talk about it. So now Angie and Lisa both talk about how they was always on the phone with each other but didn't want to be on the phone with each other. Lisa says, however, you're friends with Whitney now, so Whitney telling you all my business, I told her off camera, you saying it on camera. Okay, so she feels like she's Whitney's puppet. Now we get to Lisa and her anger with Whitney's lies. While the two husbands was getting to scrapping, Bronwyn heard that Jared has a small penis. Not a micro penis. However, Whitney's not happy that Lisa charged her husband like a rhino. However, Lisa said, your reckless actions have caused your husband to lose his job. Ha! You're always a victim. You're always helling, which isn't even a real word. Helling! Helling! It was hurtful when she lied and said that I was having an affair for jazz tickets. It was hurtful to my husband and my children, my business partners. And we ended with Lisa calling Whitney a liar, and that was a shit. Well, I'm going to see you.